All right, Southeast Termite and Pest Control, folks. Summer means mosquitoes, carpenter bees, termites, more bugs getting into your home. It doesn't have to mean that, though. You can stop them all with a single call. Give a shout to my friend Matthew Haynes and his team at Southeast Termite Pest Control. East Tennessee's biggest and best locally owned pest control company. So many pest control companies around here. They keep the same name, but they've sold out. The biggest locally owned pest control company. It's been this way for 51 years. Southeast Termite and Pest Control. You buy from them. You spend money with them. The money stays right here in the community because they put it right back in. SoutheastTermite.com to learn more. All right. Take a look here at these tweets. These are from Spire Sports Groups. Put this out with the Volunteer Club. This is the NIL. Thank you. Together we are making Tennessee the #1 NIL destination. And then another one that said, as Coach Heupel said, we're going to be the most aggressive football team in America. The Volunteer Club is preparing to be the most aggressive collective in America. Cool. Vol fans have been tweeting that. They've been bragging about that. People have reported across the country. Everybody believes it's true that you've got an $8 million quarterback thanks to your collective. You're doing well. And yet on Friday, Darren Ravel of the Action Network, not exactly someone who's known as America's top journalist, but anyway, he put out Tennessee not only spending major NIL money on football, heard this was a decent-sized purchase regarding a big-name transfer they're getting at shortstop for the baseball team. And this was met with rage by Knoxville media. Not necessarily, fans didn't like it, but you had some media guys that jumped in, upset about it, saying you better have proof, or saying you're a clown, or saying, how dare you? Well, wait a second. I hope none of those people made fun of Jimbo Fisher 2 weeks ago, because they're just doing exactly what Jimbo Fisher did. We're going to go out, and we got a big collective, and we're going to use it, and then if you say we're using our collective, I'm going to get mad. Don't you say that. So, if it's the same thing we talked about in that last set. If you're going to do X, don't claim to be doing Y. What I don't understand is, should you be promoting your collective and saying, hell yes, that's the new rule, we're ahead of the game, which was what they were doing.
Right.
Or do you say, shh, deny their existence, deny that it works. Don't let anybody know that we're actually spending money on players to do this. I don't get it. Tell me, whether it's Jimbo Fisher or some guys in this town, what am I supposed to do with the NIL? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
Well, if you're a program trying to claw your way back up and get some players, it's a good thing, right? As long as it's done legally, and that's one thing you need, and you get a prized shortstop to join your baseball team. I mean, the thing about this, and Jimmy, I think you said it just a little while ago, so much of this is secrecy. We don't know that Texas A&M is giving $65,000 to each signee, correct? But that's what
the University of Texas announces they were. University of Texas announced.
Yeah, and Nick Saban says, "Well, we're only giving $25,000 to each one of our players." Well, I mean, so much of this is done, and you don't really seem to know what's going on.
I don't see that. Okay.
Well, I mean, if it's true, how do we know that? I mean,
so are you saying Darren Ravel was wrong to have tweeted that?
If he knows that to be a fact, and he's got legitimate sources, then
here we go.
There we go.
Okay. I got news for you. Even the guys who were commenting about that host radio shows and do other things, they aren't sitting there footnoting every opinion they have.
Well,
so if you want him to footnote a tweet, he didn't write that as a report somewhere. He said, I'm hearing.
Right.
That's what Twitter is. Then shut down Twitter. I don't have a problem with what he tweeted. We're changing the subject a little to defend.
Well, I mean, to me, it's right. NIL, right or wrong, it's just so much of it, we don't know what's going on.
Okay. So we'll stop talking about it.
If he is getting a deal, so what? It's illegal.
Exactly.
So what's the problem?
Bingo.
Why would anybody be critical of it? If Tennessee as you said, and I think you're right, I think they're getting a quarterback from California for $2 million a year. So that's legal. You're able to do this.
If it's within the rules.
There's nothing the NCAA is going to do. They don't care. So they bring in a shortstop that's highly rated. Whether they gave him an NIL deal or not, so what? I don't understand the uproar.
Exactly. I mean, as long as the NIL stuff is legal, am I maybe in my mind going to think that a lot of these guys got a little
Tennessee
something?
And everywhere else?
I may.
Yeah.
Do I think it was smart that Tennessee maybe pulled down the billboards about their collectives? Yeah, I think it might have been. But I'm with Jimmy. So what? He's here. He's going to help your baseball team probably.
Go ahead.
The other thing is, if you're Tennessee, don't you want these prospective student athletes to know that there is an opportunity for you to make some money if you come to this school, whether you're a football player, basketball player, or a baseball player.
Remember last year when people thought Nick Saban was brilliant for just offhandedly saying his quarterback got $1 million?
I said 2 weeks ago when it was the Jimbo Fisher said, I said he should have, instead of getting mad, he should have said, yeah, these are the new rules. Nick needs to catch up because we're ahead of him. There you go, done. And I say the same thing about anybody arguing this Tennessee thing.
And you come to A&M, and by golly, well, you're going to make some money. If you come to Tennessee, you can make some money. And we don't discriminate with sports. We'll take care of you, whatever sport, and work with you on that.
What's funny is you've got people that it's like the semantics of it. It's like, well, you can't. They're quick to say, well, he could make NIL. Nothing's been promised to him. Yeah, okay. What are we, 5? So they showed him a picture of a Maserati and said, now, if you come here, you could drive a Maserati, but we're not promising you that. And it's not an inducement to come to UT. We're not idiots. Nobody out there, that's going on everywhere. So for anybody to act, I mean, here, I just want consistency. Whether it's, if you're going to be classless, then don't cry when somebody calls you classless. If you're in the media and you make fun of Jimbo Fisher for claiming NIL and the big thing when you use NIL, don't then do the same thing because it's Tennessee and you're not really media, you're just a fan. That stuff bothers me. And yeah, I went a little too far with that line, but I don't care.
Well,
It's true.
the only thing about Jimbo Fisher is that claiming he doesn't know what a collective is. Now, if you want to maybe jump on him about that, okay.
Yeah.
But don't blame him for using them, because I think A&M did, and I think Alabama has, and other schools have too.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. We told you a couple of weeks ago that Tennessee was having a really great year in the all-conference race.
Yeah.
Boy, they are. They had a great year, and is in all sports champions in the SEC. So is it time for media and fans to retire some of the cynicism and pessimism that's built up over the last 20 years? Let's discuss. Come on back on the Sports Source.